And speed.
We are rolling!
And action. Making movies is pretty fun, but at the same time it can be really challenging. Hello? Hello? Can you guys rotate to your left? Yeah, play. And cut. Awesome, guys. You look good. Action.
Dad, dinner's ready!
You're So Cupid came together pretty quick. The producers and I wanted to do a movie. We had worked the previous summer on a film, Minor Details, same writer, same producer, and we wanted to do another project. So what I ended up doing is I called a buddy of mine, we brainstormed, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and within 5 minutes he said, why don't you do a movie that's basically like Bride Wars in high school with magic? And I thought, that's brilliant, let's try it. So I called up the writer and told her the idea, and she was really excited, and she said, why don't we add in like a parent trap element as well? I said, I love it. We wrote the film around what we had access to. So since I was doing the locations and doing a lot of the casting, along with the writer Sally Meyer, we knew which cast members we had access to, who were good actors, and what locations we wanted to use. And so I knew I wanted to use a lake, and my parents' house was by a lake, so we went and scouted that location, liked it. My dad teaches at a junior high school, so we were able to get permission to film there. So I knew we had a lake, we had a school, a buddy of mine had a pool. There was a Thanksgiving point. I wanted there to be a dance, and I wanted to be outdoors and have lots of lights and lots of flowers everywhere. And then the last one was I wanted a really nice romantic dinner scene at a gazebo. And every day when I would drive to the gym, I'd always drive by this one house that had a beautiful backyard and had a really nice gazebo out there. And so I went and knocked on their door, and it turned out the guy there, the owner of the house, was someone who I always saw at the gym. And I said, hey, can we have permission to film at your house? He watched a couple of my previous films and said, sure. And so I shared all those locations, the different scenes that I wanted to do with our writer. And she, within 1 week, had a treatment, and within a couple more days had the script finished. And then we started sending it out to talent. With Jeremy, our casting director called and said, hey, there's someone from Friday Night Lights I could probably get. And I didn't even have to know who it was. Friday Night Lights is my favorite TV show. And I said, as long as it's someone from there, you know, they're in. He is a very energetic and active young man, and brought a lot of fun to the cast and the crew. Always into some sort of hijinks, but always prepared for the scenes and always delivered. I had been a big fan of Lauren Holly since the early days of my life, when Dumb and Dumber and Dragon the Bruce Lee story came out. And then 15 years later, or so, give or take, she was available, she liked the script, and we spoke on the phone. Casting director put in a good word, and she came and did the project, and was really very supportive of us. Even though our budget was really low, she really helped us out. And then Brian Krause was awesome to work with. He was great with the cast, great with the crew, just a fun guy to be around, and very talented and charming on screen. And plus, all the ladies enjoy the Brian Krause, so you can't go wrong there. Independent film is a lot of fun. You have more control, and you're able to work with your friends, which is the best part. One of the downsides is budget. You don't have a lot of money, so you have to cut corners. One of the things I often do is take on too many responsibilities. So with this film, some of the easier things I was able to do was casting and doing locations, as well as doing the producing and the directing. But then on set, I also do, I'm the camera operator, as well as director of photography, and I tried to do first AD, run the set. After the first couple of days, we decided that it wasn't a good idea. So Brian Bruff, the other producer, who's an awesome first AD, took over, and we were able to get things done a lot better, and it took a big load off me, because then I was able to focus more on the actual what was going on camera. One of the reasons why I take on so many roles is also to help speed things up. So being the editor of the film, I know what I need as I'm shooting and directing. That way I don't have to overshoot things, or if it's just a wide shot and I only know that I just need a couple seconds here at the beginning or here at the end, we don't have to do takes and takes over and over in the wide angle, because I know what I need to get on the coverage of the close-up. I don't know if I believe in Cupid, but I do believe in love, and that's something that we wanted to touch upon with this film, especially love at first sight. But after love at first sight, what happens with it? With Brian Krause and Lauren Holly's character, it was love at first sight, but then after time they start to fall away from each other and fall out of love. But then we want to show that you can fall back in love with the same person. Same thing with the little girls, with them falling in love with Jeremy Sumpter. We use the magic pixie dust, which a lot of times is like infatuation, or just this immediate